enough shite music for one night. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's remember this is a quick intro. Well, hello everybody and welcome in to this Tuesday's movie news. I am Jonathan C. Walsh, here to discuss some movie news from the world of Hollywood. Yesterday, we did dabble in some Tamil Nadu film news. Of course, speaking about Valamai Master, but today, I am going to play it safe, as I always do. Apart from that one time when there was controversy and a discretionary sort of thing going up on Disney Plus for a film that was about 60 years old that I'd never seen. And I watched, briefly, bits of it and then decided to speak about it in a fucking headline. I usually play it safe when I'm on my lonesome, that's what I'm saying. And I'm here to speak about a franchise that I do love quite a bit. That franchise being Harry Potter. Not Potter. I've been on the ports, clearly. Harry Potter, first and foremost, but of course as a sort of wider connected universe, the Fantastic Beasts movies of recent years, not quite on the level of any of the 7 Harry Potter movies that I want to say I grew up with, but I technically didn't, but I did. I was never a small child watching those movies, but then again I was probably, because I was probably 10 when the first one came out. When did the first one come out now? It's got me thinking. No, I'd have been 12. So I didn't really grow up, but I kind of, reached pre-teen puberty years with those movies, and then obviously grew into an adult as it came to an end. And I've got a great affection for those movies. I've read the books many, many, many times. So I suppose it's only natural that the Fantastic Beasts franchise is a full-blown fucking 30-something adult, maybe late 20s when the first one hit. Only natural it didn't quite connect as well as when I was a kinda young mind open to wizardry and magic and being wished off into another sort of carefree existence until that fucking snake-faced weirdo came in, and I want to say the 3rd or 4th movie proper, and started terrorising everyone. But man, when am I going with this? Well, there was a trailer dropped for Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, and I've asked the question in the thumbnail, probably the stupidest fucking question ever asked by anyone. Will it be an Albus-centric movie? Words to those effects, anyway. And I say it's fucking stupid because the actual movie's called The Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, why have I put Gellert Grindelwald, of course the great Mads Mikkelsen, everyone's favourite Danish actor, on the thumbnail with Jude Law? Well, I'm posing a nice little question here that I'm going to try and delve into and potentially answer without dancing into a corner and getting myself tongue twisted. I'll keep it to a minimal. Of course, just because it's called Secrets of Dumbledore doesn't mean it has to be a Jude Law, Albus Dumbledore centric movie. We could be teasing some dark little secrets out of that character, making it public, using propaganda, the war of information. Of course, we have a war of wizards taking the battle to the muggles, the mere humans of that world. And who's his arch nemesis in this setting, sort of stroke borderline lover? It is Gellert Grindelwald. And who would want to be teasing that information, those nasty little secrets, and making it common knowledge to the wider wizarding world than Gellert Grindelwald? And who's playing it? As I said, Mads Mikkelsen. Why would you bring a guy like that on board with all his incredible acting ability if you weren't going to thrust him into a centric role in this movie? That's what I'm going to get into. But of course I have watched the trailer, and I'm going to bring this up. And as you can see, it's putting him front, centre stage in that trailer. As you'd expect, Secrets of Grindelwald, they're going to deeply delve into Jude Law in this trailer. That doesn't again mean that the actual movie, I would hope, is going to be all about Jude Law. I like Jude Law. I think he's a great actor. I've enjoyed him for years. Obviously played Watson in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies. Guy Ritchie, I believe. I do like Guy. I think he's a very, very charismatic actor, man, and perfect to play Albus Dumbledore, albeit not quite get the flowing locks of a Richard Harris or a Michael Gambon, but that's absolutely fine. He can do what with that? He can perhaps use a fucking spell to give himself flowing white locks as he gets older. This lucky bastard on the right here, as you can see, my right, I don't know if it's your right, I hope it is doing what I can't do, and that is escape the sort of hair loss. He's getting the Benjamin Button, that is it, isn't it? Benjamin Button treatment. Is that what it's called? says that there and it sounded weird when it came off my tongue. But yeah, they're delving into this article here. I believe it's Empire, and they're saying, did you enjoy Jude Law's performance as a younger Albus Dumbledore in the last Wizarding World movie? Not many people enjoyed The Crimes of Grindelwald as a movie, period, let alone his performance, although I think if you were to take one redeeming thing from that second movie in this ever-expanding prequel universe, then it would probably be Jude Law's performance as Albus Dumbledore. He brought a sort of glowing, because that's what he always says in the books, he's got a glow to his eyes to that performance. And my one gripe with that performance in that movie was that he seemed to be living vicariously through Newt Scamander, Eddie Redmayne's character. He was taking a back step. It's almost like fucking NATO just now with this conflict in Ukraine, taking a back step and allowing poor Ukraine to take the flak. That's what he was doing in that movie. And of course what that meant is we weren't getting quite as much Dumbledore in full flowing action and wit as we'd perhaps like. And I'd argue we never really get enough of that period in even the Harry Potter books. He was always just this sort of benevolent, ever-present figure in Harry's life, and then he gets fucking killed. Also the heroic sacrifice, spoiler alert if you've not seen it in Half-Blood Prince, at the hands of his good friend Severus Snape. So it's going to be nice to see this character perhaps getting something more meaty in this third instalment in this prequel universe, and it's going to be delving into his character and his sort of maverick, is that the right word? I don't know, his relationship with the Maverick, that's what I'll say, I'll try and save it. That is Gellert Grindelwald. He's a bastard, he's evil, but he's also a bit of a maverick. And of course, if you are a fan of the Harry Potter books, you will know already that there was a borderline love story there. Albus Dumbledore, I think, was retrospectively made a gay man, and he seemed to have a real affection. If it wasn't sort of a love romantic affection, he had a real bonding with Gellert, and it was a real bone of contention. They're different ideologies, they're different ways of interacting and treating muggles, their different viewpoint and a whole array of things centric to the Wizarding World. And of course the sister character in there, the tragedy of that character and how that split them irrevocably into the obviously present days. It's kind of past tense now. It was the 90s Harry Potter. I'm giving you a fucking history lesson here of Harry Potter, incidentally, just showing that I know and I love the franchise. So it'd be great to see this character, it'd be great to see Jude Law getting to tackle this character full blown like a fucking cheetah, getting torn into some poor game, getting his teeth into it, giving us a great performance. But at the same time, why am I saying it? Is it going to be Albus centric? Well, I mean, this is of course a franchise with a great ensemble cast. You've got the likes of your Kowalski, I think it is. You've got Eddie Redmayne in there, Academy Award winning actor. As I said, the aforementioned, everyone's favourite Danish actor, Mads Mikkelsen, is in there. And you've got the enigmatic Ezra Miller in there, playing the slightly, what do you call it, fucking malevolent Credus Barebones, I think that's the character's name. So you've got a lot of big personalities, great actors in there, interesting characters that have been set up. And it'd be, I think, a crime to just make it centric on one character, even though it is a great character and it's a great actor portraying it. So my personal preference is I don't mind them going hardcore into the Albus Dumbledore character, giving us more of Jude Law's youthful take on that character, but at the same time I don't want it to lose its identity so much that with the likes of your Redmayne's Scamander, lose what we created in that first movie to the point where it feels disconnected, it feels like an out of body experience with the rest of the franchise. I don't want that. I want to see them giving us a nice balance in a sense, albeit my big argument was that of course the Scamander character was maybe being overused, and too much of a good thing, if you thought it was a good thing, is not always a good thing. It could turn bad and boring and dull very quickly. So I'm fucking conflicted here. I don't know. I enjoyed the trailer, incidentally. I thought it was a step up from what we'd seen in Crimes of Grindelwald. Crimes of Grindelwald was a connective tissue movie for me. It was always about expanding out the universe, setting the chess pieces on the board and letting it build into a hopefully rapturous ending. I don't know how many movies we're getting, incidentally. I think it may be 5, so this could be the penultimate movie in this prequel franchise. So I wasn't too fussed about Grindelwald not being that. Crimes of Grindelwald, I'm doing that thing I fucking hate where I shorten the title of a movie which is already relatively short into a single word title. It was always a sort of connective tissue movie, so I wasn't that fussed about it not being all that. this movie really has to pop. This is a big one moving forward. And look, I've got multiple fucking articles on this that I was going to touch upon. I may not do it, but needless to say, I'll just bring this up briefly. Is it a big retcon threat, this movie? This is what they're saying over it. I don't even know the fucking website. It is Screen Rant. Is it a big retcon threat? I'm not going to go too deep into this. Needless to say, in the books, they do set it up that it was 1945 was the big duel between these characters. That was the moment Albus acted. He left it and left it and left it, but a multitude of things built to this epic duel between these two great wizards. One good, one bad. And it was in 1945, and this franchise is not yet in 1945, it is before 1945, so they're suggesting it could be a retcon. We could be setting up a precursor to that epic duel, which wasn't really what was in the canon. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't really give a fuck. I just want to see Mads Mikkelsen and Jude Law doing their thing on the screen together and doing it in epic fashion. But there's another thing. There's this poster came out. Obviously, as a nice little accompaniment. I can never say this word. Accompaniment. I can never say that word. An accompaniment. I can't say it. Some words I just cannot say. I just cannot say it. A nice little, what would you call it? Starter? Appetizer to the trailer. And as you can see, it's a very, very, very cool, but almost formulaic poster. We see these posters are 10 a penny. You've got the sort of phoenix in the middle. You've got all the primary protagonists and antagonists doing their thing, sporadically dotted around the poster. It's not hugely revolutionary in what they're doing here, but it fits the narrative of this movie. You've got the phoenix, that's the sort of representation of Dumbledore and the hope in a dark place, and you've got these characters all around, maybe even dotted, well, not really dotted on what side they're on. Hello there, Brice. I don't know what the fuck that means, but thank you for coming in and saying something anyway. So look, what am I saying? I'm kind of excited about this movie. The trailer looked alright, it looked decent, it looked epic what it had to be. The score was pretty cool. We get Michael Gambon in there, albeit from a Harry Potter movie. It's not a new performance. They did enough to get my hopes built for this movie that it's going to be something special happening here. And of course, the question I asked at the start, will it be Albus-centric? I think it probably will. It's the Secrets of Secrets of fucking Dumbledore, I should say. That's the name of the actual movie. So I'd be very surprised if they don't double down and actually give us a fucking Albus-centric movie. You could argue we get too much Scamander already and they're taking a break from that character, but he is front and centre in this fucking trailer, so I think we're going to get him as well. I think they will get the balance right. Hopefully they get the balance right. Hopefully we get Grindelwald in a new form. Mads Mikkelsen, by all accounts, Johnny Depp has a scene in this movie. Potentially they filmed a scene. Maybe they will utilise that and show the transformation of him now becoming Mads Mikkelsen, because it's not really like Johnny's Grindelwald. He's not got the peroxide blonde undercut. He's not got the little fucking pencil moustache that I'm aware of anyway. It just looks like Mads Mikkelsen in every fucking movie. But giving us something I'm sure to be special in terms of performance. I'm looking forward to this movie. Hopefully it's good. This is the make or break for me with this franchise. I liked the first one. I thought it was funny, light-hearted. It differentiated itself from the original Harry Potter movies, giving us this zany, eccentric Scamander character with his ragtag army of weird, wondrous, magical creatures. Second one, not so good, sort of connective tissue. This one really has to pop off, or this franchise could be dead in the Vasa. Going on to this topic though, Chris Hemsworth. This may not be confirmed, by the way. I'm saying Chris Hemsworth to play Furiosa villain. I say may not be confirmed because you bring this article up. Incidentally, I don't know who the fuck did this article. I don't know that's website, I don't care, doesn't matter. It's Eddie Makoch who's penned the article that I'm going to plagiarise the fuck out of here to use as content for this show. And he says apparently, and I think he's saying apparently because it's all came for this book, I believe. There's a book being penned by George Miller, and he's been speaking about the process of this movie, outlining I should say, perhaps the screenplay, the direction they're going to go, the sort of storyboarding. And he seems to have let slip that Chris Hemsworth is going to be playing the villain in this movie. And I'm going to try my best to find the quote because this is a very long and winded article and he doesn't do a particularly good job of separating the quotes from his inane fucking mumblings. As you can see here, Fury Road producer and first assistant director PJ Voighton is quoted in the book as saying George Miller initially took a meeting with Hemsworth as a courtesy, but eventually warmed up the idea. I think he meant warmed up to the idea, but hey ho, he's omitted the two, so I'll put it in. He's going to play totally against type, the lead baddie. Unfortunately, we've got to find all of our other characters that aren't around anymore. I knew Morton, I knew Bullet Farmer, and a few others. Voighton has says. Now, look man, what do I make of this? I always find quite dangerous when you cast Chris Hemsworth in anything that isn't Thor related, because he's been kind of hit and miss with his performances outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of course, he was in, I think, God, what was it? Was it some fucking sailing one, I think it was, maybe Master and Commander, Far Side of the World or something. I love that movie, by the way. Someone commented in the comment section recently we should react to that. I've already seen it. It's an epic movie. I did enjoy it quite a bit. I think he was in that, maybe playing a second in command or something on that ship. I think it was Russell Crowe. It's an alright movie, but he wasn't a standout performance. And in the main, he's been quite generic in his other performances. I know he's about to play Hulk Hogan. That'll be interesting. That's a ballsy decision to play that guy who, of course, has made some interesting comments over the years. Potentially borderline racist comments from Hulk over the years. Not borderline, just flat out fucking racist, period. So it's an interesting decision for Chris to play that character, that guy. I don't know what you call my character. He is a character. It's a fucking wrestling character, plain and simple. So I wish Chris nothing but the best, man. I think he's a fucking great guy. He just strikes me as being just dead chill and down to earth, and the kind of guy you'd want to be around about in your day-to-day life. The kind of guy you want to go out on a night out with and just get absolutely rattled on the vodkas with. So I wish nothing but success for him. But has he got, I'm having a nightmare tonight with the formulating words and speaking, by the way. I've had a fucking stroke before I've done this show. Has he got the ability to play a villain in a Mad Max spin-off movie? I don't know if he's got the ability to play a villain, period. I don't know if he's got it in him. He seems to be a very nice guy. I don't know if he can find that darkness, that rawness you need to be an antagonist. I was speaking about Mads Mikkelsen there. He's certainly got it. He's got that raw edge. Even when he's playing a good guy in a movie like Polar, he almost is an anti-hero. He's got it about him. Gary Oldman, he had it about him. He could play a villain. We mentioned Jeremy Irons last night, me and Stephen. He's certainly got that edge to him. Has Chris Hemsworth got the edge to play a villain? And in this specific dystopian post-apocalyptic world, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't know if I like it, because it is a female-led movie, and you get into that identity politics, you start dabbling with male villains and heroic female protagonists, heroes. Going to maybe turn off a lot of people. I know Chris was in the Ghostbusters movie of 2016. Do we really want to be going down that route? I understand it as an apocalyptic world ruled by men, so maybe she has to slap the men about. That's absolutely fine. She certainly did it to good effect in Fury Road. It's fucking dangerous. Why can't we just get a powerful female hero lead with a powerful female antagonistic lead? Is that possible? I don't know. Chris Hemsworth is slightly better than Luke Hemsworth. Well, I mean, Luke's pretty good fucking actor as well. He is an actor, isn't he? I'm not tripping. I know we've got a little sort of short-ass brother who's also a character. I say short-ass, I think he's about 5'10" or something, man. He's not even that short. He's just fucking much shorter than them. They're like Greek Adonises. He's just drew the short straw. And that means he has to be average height instead of fucking gigantic. But yeah, I mean, Chris is a fucking... He is an okay actor, isn't he? Let's be honest. We're not going to sit here and say he's Gary Oldman. He's Leonardo DiCaprio. He's Daniel Day-Lewis. He's a good, solid action actor. He was in Extraction, I think, that Netflix movie, and he was solid in it. He's never going to give you an Oscar-winning performance. And to be fair, he doesn't. He doesn't have to. In Mad Max or in Furiosa, in this case, he doesn't have to deliver an Oscar-winning performance, because it's not really that kind of movie. What's up, motherfuckers? What's up? That's what was that? I want to say circa 2002 or something, maybe even 2000. I think a Scream or something like that. When I see that, what's up? What's up? That's what it puts me in mind of, man. It puts me in mind of my teenage years when I was watching Harry Potter, but also watching Scream. Strange fucking guy, really. I'm a strange guy, and I was an even stranger kid. Stephen will attest to that, by the way. Calling him Steve-o back in the day. Fucking weirdo. But yeah. John, do you host Hot Ones? You know what? I fucking... the likeness to me and your man, what's his name again, by the way? I'm blanking on his name. Fucking terrible. Sean. Fucking scary. I think we're even the same size, but the fucking nearly the same age. He's a little bit older than me. I could beat him. I could beat that fucking guy. And you know what? I can handle heat as well. I'm going to buy the bomb. I'm going to get that fucking sauce just to prove. But I've already, a fucking rattle ghost pepper sauce on, and but it's avocado and scrambled egg. So I kind of know that I can handle a million. What is it? Scoville. I fucking always mix that up. Schofield's a fucking TV presenter over here. Philip Schofield here. Scoville. 1 million on that. So I handle that and it's fucking easy to me. Child's play. So I think I could handle it. I do. I look like him. What is his second name, by the way? Is it Sean Williams or something like that? I don't know. Sean Evans. I'm doing it again. I called George West. I've done it again. Adam West. George West last night. But more controversially, I called him Fred West. A serial killer from... Where's he from? Gloucester? He's dead now. Which is good. He's in the fiery pits of hell. But sorry, Adam West again. Just going to apologise to you again. I don't know if Adam's alive, by the way. And sorry to Sean Evans for calling you Sean Williams. It is what it is. But yeah, I've got this spin-off. Scoville. Yeah, Scoville. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the bomb. I do look like him. A lot. We kind of dress similarly as well, by the way. So, yeah, I do. I've made comment about that. I've had conversations as well with people, and they've said the same. We kind of look like him. And I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'm just a baldy with fucking a beard. I'm kind of going for the Chechen warlord look just now, but then I trimmed the beard back, and I kind of lost it. I say a Chechen warlord because one get murdered the other day, and I was looking at him, and I'm like, that's fucking me. Put the beret on, and that's me. Fred West, yeah. Get it, Frederick. By the way, man, but as we're speaking about names, I don't want to insult you, but anybody that's got a double barrel name is for the fucking watching. You make me immediately think of Gary Mackay-Stephen, a little weird footballer from up north in Scotland who dived in the River Kelvin, a small little tributary sort of a river off of the main river, the Clyde, in our city. He was a weird little guy as well, dived into the water. So I'm always for the watching of people who have double barrel surnames. No offence, Gary. But yeah, this spin-off sort of movie, Furiosa, it's been in the works for half a decade or something. And not much known about it other than that Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be the lead actor. Now potentially Chris Hemsworth's going to be in there playing the villain. But now we get some tantalising little bits of information. Before I move on from this, I'm not going to linger too long on it. I'm just going to maybe read the quote and then move the fuck on. Maybe give my thoughts on it and then move the fuck on. You get the point. He gets this guy again, PJ Voigten. Probably a Dutchman with that name. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love the Dutch. Has said this: Furiosa is more of a traditional 3-act drama. If people are expecting to see another chase movie, it's not going to be that. Alright, Debbie Downer. Fuck. Don't get my hopes dashed too quickly, please. I loved Mad Max Fury Road. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, John. Yeah, but yeah, that's a middle name though. We keep that quiet. It's only you that brings that up, Stephen. You bring up John Christopher Walsh, and I think I brought it up at the start of the fucking show. It's down to you though. I just don't even mention Christopher. John Christopher Peter Walsh, by the way. If we're flinging in the fucking whatever that is, confirmation name. It's not an official name. Just paying homage to my late great grandfather. We're not getting bogged down here. Furiosa is more of a traditional 3-act drama. If people are expecting another chase movie, it's not going to be that. Yeah. Blood, sweat and chrome, the wild and true story of Mad Max Fury Road. What in the fuck am I reading here, man? What am I reading? I'm reading the title of a book. Fuck me. This is what I wanted to read. Unit production manager Dean Hood says, when I started reading the Furiosa script, I couldn't put it down. It's going to be really, really good. You get to see Gastown, I don't know what that is. You get to see the Bullet Farm, I don't know what that is, because I didn't watch the original ones. It's exciting to be able to build that stuff. And he's going on to say that it's sort of an answer to questions, blah, blah, blah. The character's life was like an idyllic green place. Why she's was plucked from the group of women warriors known as the Vuverlini, and how she became the hardened warrior we meet. Blah blah blah. Obviously that took place over 3 days, 2 nights. Mad Max Fury Road. This one's going to take place over a number of years. So they're going a different route with it. Going a different route with it. Fucking losing the plot tonight, man. Route is an American word. I've been saying Vladimir Putin and things like that way too much, taking the piss out of the way Americans pronounce words, and now I'm saying route. They're going a different route with it. We're getting a different take on this world. It's going to go back to probably the more traditional way of telling the story. And for me, wow, what a show this has been tonight. I, for one, think that is a bad thing. I liked Mad Max Fury Road. I liked the freneticism of that movie. I liked the fact that it was taking place over 3 days, 2 nights. And just the sort of nails in the armrest sort of experience it was, the vivid, brilliant colour tones, the incredible cinematography, the score was great. I just liked the fact that it was unrelenting, it was 100 miles an hour. It just added an air of, I don't know, edginess to that movie. And for me, it's one of the best movies I've watched in the last 10 years, certainly in the action genre. Trailblazing in that regard. You go and watch the way they put the visual effects together. It was fucking stunning. So for me, I'm caught in two sort of halves, if you like. I'm conflicted. I would miss that freneticism, that edginess, that brilliance of Fury Road going into a traditional 3-act movie that's taking place over 2 years. But at the same time, can you do that again to that level with Furiosa? I don't think you can. I think you take an Anya Taylor-Joy character, or actor, you bring her in, you let her marinate in the character, you let her marinate in this story of this brilliant character, by the way. Charlize Theron was fucking brilliant, absolutely outstanding, probably the standout, and that's something that you can't underplay too much, man. You've got Tom Hardy in there, one of the great actors of his generation. You've got Nicholas Hoult in there, I want to say, playing some strange, druggy, powdered face character. And Arthur. Arthur's bringing back the Assay Man. Oh dear. Assay Man. Fuck me. Stephen, you're in the chat. You remember that Assay Man? Oh my god, man. Just the worst part I've encountered in my entire life. You have to come up with something better than that if you're going to try and insult us Glaswegians. We are some of the hardest bastards you will meet. And we just were rapid rapier sharp wit. So you can't be coming at us with the Assay Man. I just laughed at it. And now we just bring it up again and again. How do you know about that, Arthur, by the way? Some explaining to do. Scheikman. What a name. That's a fucking name. Arthur Scheikman. That is a name. Yeah, you let the character marinate. It's got a brilliant character, and it's going to be so interesting to see that idyllic green place. See how this character was formed from being a young, perhaps innocent, youthful version of Furiosa into what became this hardened, fucking maniacal sort of, version we get in Fury Road. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm moving on though to this, and I'm not going to linger on it too long either. I want to crack on with these topics here. I feel like I'm getting bogged down. Tara Palmer, Peter Frampton on a horse. Thank you for that, Arthur. Tara Palmer, Peter Frampton on a horse. That's a tongue twister, but I excel at tongue twisters, which is why I'm so worried about why I'm fucking slipping up left, right and centre tonight. I'm usually on the ball. Eye for eye, eye for eye, eye. That's Stephen doing Craig White. Eye for eye, eye. Craig White talking about enigmatic characters. Craigie White, what a guy. Eye for eye, that's the way he used to speak, by the way. Search Craig White up, search up an interview. Guy was fucking incredible. Couldn't go longer than 10 seconds without saying aye. He was almost like a robot getting stuck. But yeah, anyway, that aside, bringing this up, Kevin Feige, another enigmatic figure, Kevin Feige, says that, I hope I'm using enigmatic right, by the way, I hope that's not used out of context. Kevin Feige says Doctor Strange is the new anchor of the MCU. Now, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. It certainly doesn't come as a surprise to me or Stephen, because we were speaking about this last year when we were last doing live shows before we took a little siesta. And we spoke about who could be the next leader of the Avengers, which of course we know is not going to happen now because it's defunct. Kevin Feige says they're stepping away from the Avengers. But the leader in this universe, I think I wanted Spider-Man, to be fair, but I had concerns over Peter Parker and this youthful take on him, whether he was mentally mature, whether he was ready to take on that expectation, on that responsibility. We now know he is, probably after the events of No Way Home. But at the time he says we were pretty... Sorry, I keep burping. I've been drinking fucking Coke and it just goes for us. We were pretty universal in our choice of Doctor Strange. Even the people who are coming into the chat, I think Dave was in there, maybe even says Doctor Strange. So this isn't something that comes as a surprise to me. He's really the veteran of the party now. He's probably the oldest guy there. He's the most wise. He's a fucking... What do you call him again, man? What's he called again? It's a bit called my mother superior. He is the... What the fuck did he call him again? Sorcerer Supreme. He is the Sorcerer Supreme. So this shouldn't come as a surprise. Certainly not when you factor in that we're so close to Multiverse of Madness. We've now delved into this Multiverse of Madness concept, all of these multiple timelines, weird variations of characters coming in and out of the sacred timeline. We're so close to it. He's the main man in that. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that he's anchoring this notion of multiverses and the madness that ensues within it. We've got a couple of characters that could do that. Obviously Spider-Man, as I says, he's got God-given ability. He's certainly delved and been close to the aforementioned Doctor Strange. But of course Scarlet Witch is another one. If she's not going to go off the fucking insane sort of route, to use that word again, I'm just going to use it non-sarcastically now, route is the way we see it, and become a villain in this Multiverse of Madness, she could certainly take that fucking mantle on as well. But look, Feige's come out and he's confirmed it's not going to be any of them. It's going to be fucking Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange. So I don't even know why I'm saying that, but it's been that kind of show. He said this in a lengthy quote. He loves a lengthy quote, does Kevin. Benedict has turned this character into an icon, appearing in a historic 3 of the top 6 films of all time. That's comic book films, more specifically Marvel comic book films. Fucking top 6 movies of all time, man. Maybe in terms of money, but not in terms of actual cinematic content. I mean, there's movies that are better than fucking Marvel movies, absolutely no doubt about it. It's been quite a journey. I remember our very first meeting was set up as a general, and we wanted to pitch him this great character, and before we could, he said, so tell me about Doctor Strange. Tell me about it. Because you knew because somewhere you knew that this could be in all. You've always seen the tremendous potential in this character. Because of that, you became the anchor of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the only actor capable of guiding us through the multiverse, the madness of the multiverse, I should say. He's done something there. He's swatched that, and I'm so used to saying Multiverse of Madness that when I read it, Madness of the Multiverse, my brain's hardwired to just say Multiverse of Madness, even though I fucking read it. And I can see that's not the order in which it has been laid out on the screen before my very eyes. But look, there's something about this quote that's weird. It's almost as if he's speaking to Benedict. He's in the same room. Because of that, you've became the anchor. It's weird the way he's phrasing that. Scooby-Doo this crap, I know. Fuck, I know. That's what I'm going to say on that. I know. Weird. What was he thinking? What was he thinking, man? Did they not change that a bit for the actual movie? I'm pretty sure they changed the way that was said, but even then it was weird. Fucking, even the Marvel humour can't make that work, sadly. But yeah, what do I make of this? I mean, this is something that I've been calling for, so I'm quite happy with this. I like Benedict. I think he's a great actor. He's a great sort of guy in the context of him coming out of Eton. And obviously, the absolute ragtag bunch of, quite frankly, pricks that have come out of Eton. It's an absolute miracle he's not one of them. He's not a Bullingdon boy, clearly. But he comes across as a great guy. I've watched him in a whole array of different things. Obviously can't say the word penguin, but that's absolutely fine, because there's words I can't say, as we said earlier. As we've seen earlier, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for this. I think he's a very powerful character, obviously watered down over the years quite a bit. I think in the early iteration of the comics, he was incredibly powerful, almost godlike, and he's became this sort of mortal man, Sorcerer Supreme, still capable of very great things. Not quite as fab as he was back in the day, but still very capable of leading this new generation of Marvel storytelling forward. And it's something I'm excited for, man. I'm fucking hellaciously excited for this movie coming up, because I think it's got the potential to have huge reverberations for the future of the MCU moving forward. And I just cannot wait to see him playing a bad, twisted version, a dark variant. Some people won't be happy with that. I know Steven's not so happy with that idea of him playing this sort of dark, malevolent version of Doctor Strange. Personally, I thought we were going to get that in No Way Home. No, we're now going to get it in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, because we've seen it in the trailer. Cannot wait to see him doing double duty, double performance. That's something that's usually only been reserved for Eddie Murphy over here in comedic settings, and it get worse and worse and worse. It lost its edge very fucking quickly. Might I say, not even the great comedic talent as Eddie Murphy could make that work for more than 1 or 2 movies. So it's going to be so interesting to see him doing that. Obviously, we've seen Tom Hiddleston do it with Loki. Just looking forward to this movie in general, and the fact he's the anchor doesn't surprise me one bit, because they're not really got a huge amount of personalities there that could do that leading role. Chris Hemsworth, I spoke about him, he's a great fucking action actor, but he's not a leader of men, is he? He's too self-absorbed for as well. You think of who's left? Tony Mackie's just come to terms with being Captain America. Sam Wilson not really ready to fit into that leadership role in the immediate term. So there's really only one choice, and that is Dr. Stephen Strange. Doesn't surprise me. Moving on though to this topic. Yoda wrote this article. I wish Yoda had fucking wrote that article, because I mean, at least when you're fucking reading it back to front, you're expecting it to be read back to front because it's Yoda. I'm reading things the right way around and my brain's flipping them. I'm fucking Yoda here. Multiverse of Madness. I can't do it. Can't do it, man. That was Ian McDermott doing Yoda. Master Yoda! Oh, it's a slippery fucking slope. Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. He's not. He's not. He's not. He is. He is, Gary. You're right. He is the Sorcerer Supreme, but he's not. Again, I'm going to get into it here anyway. I'm going to speak about Russia. I can't help myself. I'm fucking obsessed with Russia, man. It's like your man, it was in the leader of Russia recently, and then he get told to fuck off. Vladimir was the real leader throughout the whole thing, but he had a frontman he could pin all the blame on. Wong is that guy. Benedict. Stephen Strange is Vladimir Putin. He's the real Sorcerer Supreme. Let's be honest here. Come now. We know that's a farce. That's a fucking farce. He's the Sorcerer Supreme. In real terms, he is. He is. I'll fight you to the fucking death over it, Gary. I was about to say that only fools and horses character's line there, and I pulled back because it's deeply inappropriate. It was mentioned in No Way Home that Wong became Sorcerer Supreme due to a technicality. 5-year blip for Strange. Exactly. He's not the Sorcerer Supreme. It isn't. It's like the sort of bickering at the end of Endgame. You're the leader. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. That's what it's like. They'll be bickering like that. Strange is in his fucking hoodie with a cape. He's like, yeah, the Sorcerer Supreme. Don't worry about it. I've come back from the blip. I'm just a bitch now. Don't worry about it. Yes. The comic book film. This is the Batman, by the way. Back on track. Pattinson's Batman targets a heroic $100 million plus box office debut. Bow, if you would like. This is coming in from Rebecca Rubin from Variety. And just doing the whole fucking lexicon of accents here, clearly. As you can see here, low movie theatre attendance, I should say, has significantly improved compared to earlier pandemic days. Overall ticket sales have been slow to get box office receipts back. 2 seconds, I'm just going to check something here. I'm getting fucking parrot. It's alright, it's excellent connection. It's not poor connection. I've seen something about connection flash up in the background there, and it was making me fucking paranoid. Where was I? Decidedly grim superhero action, blah blah blah. Opens in domestic theatres on Friday and presents the best shot since Spider-Man No Way Home at getting people back to the silver screen in a big way. I've been back to the silver screen numerous times, right in the middle of the pandemic. Don't give a fuck. I'm right in there watching movies, and I'll be certainly in the theatre watching this movie when it comes out. Probably not Friday now though. I would have thought Saturday now. But I will be watching it in the coming days. I cannot wait for it. I was watching Stockman's review. I was watching Jan's review earlier on today. 2 very different fucking takes on the actual movie. Both seem to like it on some level. Stockman thought it was fucking close to perfection. Says he couldn't change a thing in it. And I tend to trust Chris's judgment in movies. And I certainly trust his judgment in Robert Pattinson, saying he's a fucking great actor who is long since ditched the fucking sort of pish about Twilight. Move on from it. He's a very established actor now, so I'm excited for this movie. And it doesn't surprise me that it's now targeting $100 million in terms of opening weekend. This is something I would expect as a minimum for a Batman movie. This is the first proper Batman movie we've got to sink our teeth into in over a decade, or bang on a decade. So it should be making those kind of numbers. The anticipation should be there. People should be willing themselves into this theatre to get away from all the fucking nonsense that's going on in the world just now, at the very least, and just to see what Matt Reeves gave us at the very most. As you can see here, the comic book film starring Robert Pattinson as the Caped Crusader looks like it will be more than up for the task at hand. The Batman is targeting a huge opening weekend, somewhere between $100 and $125 million at the box office. Domestic, that is, States obviously. Should those estimates hold, the Batman would be only the second pandemic-era movie to cross the $100 million mark in a single weekend. The first was Sony's Spider-Man No Way Home, which has now become, I think, the second greatest ever domestic grossing movie in United States history. So that would be very good fucking company for this movie indeed. And obviously it made a staggering 260. It's not going to get anywhere near those numbers. Given positive early reviews, blah blah blah. I don't really care about any of that shit. Needless to say, this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Gary, yep, I was going to say that. Gary. It's not offensive, man. It was a fucking character. It was playing a sort of refugee in Only Fools. So it's alright, fine. But yeah, this shouldn't come as a surprise, man. That's what I'm saying. It's Matt Reeves. This guy was in the director's chair for not one, not two, but 3 Planet of the Apes movies, and they were all pretty successful movies. It was successful on a story level, successful from a critic and obviously an audience level, but successful on a monetary level as well. So this guy is a tried and tested hand at obviously helming these blockbuster fucking Hollywood movies. DC Warner Bros. Have personally picked this guy out. Obviously he had a script, he had a vision for this world, for this character, a new exciting take on the greatest detective in the world. I probably made that up there, that's not the official thing. Hello Rajat, welcome in. Not a surprise, they picked him out, he knows what he's doing, this guy. But I was going to touch on this briefly. I don't want to fucking get bogged down with this too much, man, because it's everywhere really, and don't want to bring the mood down, but needless to well, I touch on it anyway. The Batman loses Russian release date over Ukraine crisis. Why am I talking about this? It kind of feeds into the box office, doesn't it? If you lose a huge market like Russia, it's a fucking massive country, you are potentially losing a chunk out of the final grossings, cumulative world total gross, whatever. So it's quite big, but it's not unsurprising, let's be honest. Russia have managed to piss off the entire fucking world, so much so that little stuffed meerkats that appear in adverts have been whipped off the TV. So watch the watch along this week. It is All of Us Are Dead, a K-drama, zombie drama on Netflix. Fucking great, by the way. We're already an episode in. The episode has been captured. I'm going to start editing it probably tonight, tomorrow, to go out Thursday. Very, very, very good TV show. It looks like from that opening episode anyway. Just great. It's got gore. Setting up the characters lovely. But I'll not give it away. Come and fucking watch it. Not give it away completely. But yeah, it's been cancelled, man. They're not releasing it over in Russia. No Western movies have been released in Russia. Hollywood have pulled out. They've pulled the rug. Everybody is pulling the rug from these fucking maniacal bastards running the show in Russia. I feel for the people over there, man. I feel for the good, honest people over there who are now being booted in the balls completely again and again and again. They're losing fucking potentially life savings. The financial system's going to shit. Nobody wants to deal with them. They're being ostracised from the world, and now they're not even getting to go and see a movie. I feel for these people, because if there'll be people over there in Russia who have done no wrong, good, honest fucking people, just want to live peacefully, been looking forward to go and seeing this movie. Now they're not going to get to see it because of the maniacal fucking mentalist that is in the Kremlin, that is Vladimir Putin. So yeah, I just thought I'd touch upon that briefly. Sad state of fucking affairs that's going on just now in the world, that we are actually having countries invading other countries in the middle of Europe. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of what about fucking Syria, what about Afghanistan, what about Palestine, because I am firmly against all of them as well. Believe me, no one is more avid a supporter of the Palestinian fucking cause than me, and that's nothing to do with anti-Semitism, that's nothing to do with any of that fucking shit. I just believe that in the 21st century, human beings should be able to live peacefully, get on with life, man. We should be done with wars. Come on to fuck, what are we doing here? Fucking grow up. Come on, bitches. Let the people watch the Batman, but they're not going to be able to. Poor bastards. Moving on to this. Let's end on this note. And hopefully Vad doesn't blow us up, by the way, before we get to see the fucking Batman. You fucking better wait till after Saturday at least. I want to see the Batman before I go out. If you want to take me after that, it's absolutely fucking fine. I'll go with my dog peacefully. But I want to see the Batman first. Yeah, fucker. Nope. Obviously the upcoming Jordan Peele movie. Also looking forward to this. Has got a new poster, and as you can see, it has a ... floating horse. Now I simply had to speak about this just purely to dissect the poster on a very, very superficial level. I'm not smart enough to go deeper than that. One guy that is smart enough though is Jordan Peele himself. I'm sure he will give us something fucking truly momentous with this movie. His first two movies were really intelligent, brilliant takes on the modern world, really deconstructing the modern world, deconstructing racism, deconstructing what it is to be a human on a universal level with us, and just this notion of where you are born. I'm going to do my job of dissecting us, by the way, here, and you'll understand why I'm not going to dissect the poster too heavily. You'll understand I'm a smart guy. I'm in the mid 120s in terms of IQ. I've done the tests, multiple, but I'm not smart enough to do this justice. But this is what my take on us was. Really, the notion of where you're born really holding you back. All humans are equal, but we can all be equally brilliant in our own ways. But if one person's born here and another person is born there, that can completely transform their ability and their success in life. And I thought he delved into that brilliantly. The down below world, the up obviously fucking normal world that we live in, and swapping them about, and just the symbolism of that. No one can tell a difference. It's a fucking human being that's just been held back from where it started in life. I thought it was powerful. I loved the movie. I loved the ending. Stephen, when we were last speaking about it, I think it was when we actually reacted to Nope, or maybe discussed it on a show, I don't know, says that people didn't like the ending of Us. Well, I fucking liked it, and I love this guy as a filmmaker, and I love what he does for representation. Obviously, first and foremost, Africans, Americans, and just black actors in general, because Daniel Kaluuya is certainly not fucking American, and he's not African. So the way he gives a voice to minority actors who would otherwise maybe struggle to get leading acting roles, because sad though it is, and even in modern day times, Hollywood can be quite restrictive and just give it all to fucking pasty white people. So he's really a revolutionary fucking figure in multiple ways. He's a great director. He's gave us some fucking truly great stories that deconstruct the modern world, and that's why I love Korean cinema so much, because it does the same thing. And that just giving you a backdrop as to why I'm so fucking excited for this movie, because the aforementioned Daniel Kaluuya is in this movie, and it's aliens, and the trailer looked batshit fucking crazy, and what it was doing with music was fucking great as well. That's something we've had with Jordan Peele before. And the visuals, man, the visuals were so alluring to me. This is the initial poster we got, incidentally, which if that isn't enough for you, wait to see the next one. Such a cool poster. What can we say about it? It's a cloud. It looks almost UFO-like, saucer. And we have got the what do you call that? Bunting? Kind of floating in the air. It's malevolent, it's ominous. This backdrop, this wide shot of this, looks like a military base, but it probably isn't. It looks like Area 51 or something like that. Just a great poster. The guy knows what he's doing when it comes to visuals. Who can forget Get Out? With that incredible shot of Daniel. Eyes wide, transfixed, paralysed with fear. Of course, he was thinking he was being hypnotised or something. And of course, speaking about Koreans, you know, I know what I'm fucking doing here. I'm bringing it all together nicely. Stephen Yeun is in there as well. Another guy who I love tremendously in terms of artistic output. So, I simply had to talk about this, because you look at this poster and it is a fucking mental poster. But it's also I just love the blues, man. I love the way he's utilising the sort of dark blues into the light, subtle light blues, the cloudy things that are going on here, and this shot of a horse. It looks as though being sucked into the sky. Of course, we've seen the woman getting sucked into the sky in the trailer. It's just fascinating, it really is. It's a fascinating looking movie. I cannot wait to see this fucking movie, and I love this poster. And look, of course, you've got the little alien thing there as well. Just so much going on here on a visual level. Not long to go till we get to see this movie. We're only, 4 months away from this movie hitting the theatres again. Hopefully Vladimir doesn't fucking blow us up before we get to see this. Just fucking very excited for the movie, man. This is a movie that if we could get into an IMAX to watch, but I'll settle for a super screen as a sloppy second, I would certainly find my way into it, because there is not many people, certainly in independent filmmaking spheres, who can do a better job than Jordan Peele in terms of giving us compelling movies on multiple levels, on a sort of cerebral level, on a visual level, on a storytelling level, certainly in an acting sort of performance level. He knows how to get great performances out of people. So look, I'm excited for it. I'm moving on though to the end of this show. What's going on here? I'm not moving on to another topic. I'm done, yeah. I get distracted there looking at that fucking chat there for some reason. What is your thoughts on the topics I've touched upon on the show tonight? What do you make about that headline? Me asking the enormously stupid question, will the upcoming Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore, be an Albus-centric movie? Kinda in the title, John, the clue's there, right in front of you, you fucking dickhead. What is your thoughts on it though? You can comment below if you've got anything at all to share about that upcoming movie, about the trailer, about that question I asked. I was kinda, I was trying to be a little bit smart in the way that I skewed the question. Could it be that we get a truly Jude Law-centric performance? Is he going to be the out-and-out lead in this movie? Or will they do something with a Mads Mikkelsen, Gellert Grindelwald? Will they make it a more ensemble movie, like what we had in the second one, The Crimes of Grindelwald? Because of course Eddie Redmayne was definitely the main man in the first Fantastic Beasts. You can share your thoughts below if you've got anything to say about that at all down below in the comment section. You can also talk about Chris Hemsworth potentially playing a leading villain in this role in the upcoming Furiosa Mad Max spin-off, obviously performing alongside Anya Taylor-Joy. What's your thoughts on that? If you've got anything to say about it, you can comment below. Kevin Feige talking about Strange, Dr. Stephen Strange being the anchor of at least the next couple of movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thoughts on the Batman opening predictions, weekend predictions getting banned in Russia? Does that surprise you? It certainly shouldn't if you've been living anywhere other than under a ginormous fucking rock, which is probably where we'll all have to be shortly if this continues. And nope, that new poster. You can comment below if you have anything to say at all down below in the comment section about any of those topics. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyeballs on YouTube, and over on Twitch if you're over there. Hit the follow button to see us over there on the regular. I think you can also hit a little notification thing over there to get notifications straight to your retinas. Regardless of what you do though, thank you very much for sticking around, if indeed you have stuck around to watch this fucking car crash of a show at times. And thank you very much to everyone in the fucking chat who's jumped in with some very fucking random comments, I have to say. I say, man, in there, Scooby-Doo, this crap. Thank you very much. Until the next time though, I am done. We will not be on tomorrow live. Steam is going to be posting clips up. We will probably next be on, and this is not going to be pertinent to Twitch, sadly, because they don't allow you to upload fucking ready-made content. We'll be back Thursday for the watch-along of All of Us Are Dead. Bye, guys.